low voice.
Welcome, everybody, to the DHC Sports Show. My name is Ed, also known as the Dad Hat, and with me, I got a couple of my good friends here joining us tonight on the eve of their road trip. Yeah, that's right. On the eve of the road trip, they're going to be heading on the road, headed to, I don't know, parts unknown, right? Parts unknown. Nowhere in particular or in everywhere at the same time. So, welcome, my friends. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Can't complain.
No, you better not. There is no complaining.
That's right. There is no complaining.
You're right, Patrick. By the way, he is low on the microphone. You're right.
Yeah,
You're 100% right.
I didn't know if it was just me.
Nope.
Considering the technical difficulties that I had a couple weeks ago,
it's like everybody gets it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
well, mine is not. Ironically, mine's not been the internet connection in the longest time. It's just the microphone.
That is true.
Yeah. So ever since I switched my internet, I've been good. But
how's that internet helping you out now?
Oh, it's great.
I love that. Love to hear that.
Yeah, it's been good.
All right, guys. Well,
at least for what I need.
Yeah, Drew. That's a lot of yellow today in this show. I don't know how I feel about this. That's a lot of yellow. Guys, again, welcome to the DHC Sports Show. This show is brought to you by Old Ford Baseball Company. Logan, check him out. Go and get his stuff, dude. His stuff is always good. We have gotten their shirts, their hoodies. We no one cares about the championship. We're also, you're right, Phil, less than 24 hours till college football, baby. But if you use code Dad Hat, you're going to get 15% off your full purchase, whether it's a hat, whether it's a t-shirt, a combination, the hoodies, whatever it is that you'll see on his website, you're going to go ahead and get 15% off his full purchase if you use code Dad Hat, DADHAT, Dad Hat. And that is it for the business. All right, let's go around the room. I don't even know why I'm going to start with you. What are you wearing today, my friend? What are you wearing? Go ahead, Patrick.
Oh, you're talking to me. Okay.
Yeah, talking to you.
I had no idea who you were talking about.
Yeah, no kidding.
So today, first of all, shout out to the chat. Thanks for joining us. And today I'm wearing Lane State University. Lane State University, the Bayou Bengals. Some people in some circles may know it as Louisiana State University, but today we are Lane State University. Yep, wearing that pro football team hat and pro football team hoodie, and yeah, we're supporting. We're rocking Lane State University today.
No, that's enough. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. All right, Mr. Interrupter. I see, Mr. Interrupter. I see you got a new name. What are you wearing as a hat, my friend?
Me? Okay.
Yeah, you, Interrupter.
I didn't want to interrupt you there.
No.
I thought Patrick's hat stood for Loser State University.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Or at least it will be after next weekend. So, yeah. I'm wearing my Carolina Panthers hat. Nice little fitted hat for the Panthers. This is old school. And this
I was just going to say, how old is that thing?
This thing is like almost first season, second season.
I was just about to say, is that an expansion? Season hat?
That has to be an expansion because it has the CP on it.
Yeah, this is totally like mid-90s. I got it either first or second season or somewhere in that.
Yikes.
So
what's going on, Zach?
Got my synchronized hippos t-shirt on tonight. So it's the mason jar with the hippo in it, dancing hippo. So that's what I'm rocking tonight.
I like it. Mr. Influencer, what you got for us, my friend?
this game just started half an hour late because there was like a quick shower that came through. Didn't even rain at my house, and I get here and there's all these gnats that are just like
Oh,
all over me. It's ridiculous.
you
So
little
today
man.
I have the Wichita Northwest Grizzlies hat and the DHC Sports Show Influencer Tampa Loser shirt because I will be seeing the boys in 48 hours.
Yes, sir. We will see each other, all of us. Patrick should avoid Oxford, Mississippi for a while.
Listen, I've got some gear that I'm going to fit in just fine in Oxford, Mississippi. I got plenty of it. So,
Oh God,
yeah.
gross.
So,
And because I'm gonna go see Eric here this weekend, I am wearing my wonderful hat from the Lake County Captains. Look at that. How beautiful is that hat, guys? Look at that. Look at the back. Look at the back. Look at that. Look at that. That's awesome.
I still need
Eric,
to-
what do you
I
think?
think I've got to get on there and order that.
You have to, dude. This thing is legit. It's comfortable. It's lightweight, and it's breathable too. So like, for the summer and things like that, it's a perfect hat for that.
Yeah.
So
Confession about that, I have one.
Surprising, shocking.
Whoa.
Hey, Grandpa, these little gnats that are bothering me are basically you. They just won't go away.
Oh, Patrick, watch out for orange golf balls and French mustard bottles. So there it is. What's going on, Flex? How you guys doing in the chat? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Again, we are there's not a whole lot to talk about tonight, right? Not a whole lot of interesting things going on in the world of college football, of the NFL, Major League Baseball. Let me ask you this, and I want to start with this because I've been thinking about this for a couple of weeks now. This has to do specifically with Major League Baseball, okay? And then we're going to get into the other things here in a little bit, but let's get baseball out of the way because we're in the thick of things right here, right now. So we talk about every year is like the most exciting time of the year for baseball is what? Pitchers and catchers, right?
Yep.
Showing up at the beginning of the season. I'm going to give you guys a period of time in which I also think is very exciting for baseball. And that's the month of September. The month of September is one of the most exciting times for baseball because every time and I'm doing this, I'm guilty of this right now. I'm watching the scores every morning. I'm looking at the wild card standings. I'm looking at my divisional standings. I'm looking at the clinching number. I'm looking at who we need to beat this week, next week, and all of that. Am I wrong in thinking that September is an absolutely wonderful time of the year for Major League Baseball?
No, I think I agree. I think it's good. Especially like, even though there's been a lot of teams, especially in the American League, that have underperformed, because obviously there's a clear delineation between the really good teams in the American League and the teams that are just on a different level.
Sure.
But it's exciting for a neutral, at least. It's stressful for you and me.
Yeah.
Because we're going back and forth. By the way, congratulations on securing a playoff spot, because the Royals have put us out of it. The Royals have officially eliminated us. But I digress.
Did you even have a chance, to be honest with you? Like, let's be
what?
honest. Did you even have a chance?
Well,
I'm kidding.
It was more like building us up so that we can be pegged back down a little bit.
Yeah, for the disappointment.
Yeah, exactly. So they didn't factor in the Matt Quatrero effect.
Oh,
so,
I got you.
So we've been brought down a few pegs. Mr. 9 in a row, by the way. Congratulations to the Royals. About to be 10. But anyways, in all seriousness, I think that it's exciting. It's exciting, especially when everything hasn't been decided yet. And in the last couple of years, we've had things come down to literally the last day, whether that's a divisional race, whether that's a wild card spot. I think it's exciting for a neutral, and it gets people interested in baseball, because if you already know who the playoff people are going to be,
sure,
like with 2 weeks left, you've got kind of 2 weeks of no interest, and then you lose momentum for the playoffs. But if you can keep that momentum going up until the playoffs start, that's good for the brand. That's good for the teams. it's not great for the fans because their blood pressure goes up. But
sure is mine.
Mine too. Even though we're out of it, but yeah, it's exciting. Even though you don't want your team to be in that situation, it's still exciting to kind of know that you're still playing meaningful baseball at this point. I think everyone, if you would tell every fan at the beginning of the season that you're going to be playing meaningful baseball heading into September, you'd take that.
100%. Eric, you got a little bit. I'm sure you have a little bit of a different opinion on this, especially this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talking about trying like normal. Oh, most exciting days the day after the World Series. So I don't know why you allow him on here with this nonsense that he doesn't like baseball. So let's talk about trying like normal. Typically it could be, but if your team's already out of it, then if your team's out of it, you don't really pay attention as much. But
True.
normally, if they are in the race, then yeah, I'm like you. I'm checking all the time to see how far back, who's in front, who's coming up on the schedule. So yeah, it just kind of depends on the year.
But let me ask you this, because I know that I did this, and this is specifically for you, Eric. When I know that my team is out, what I'm doing is I'm hate watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm hate watching just so I don't want to see the Yankees, the Dodgers, like the teams that I hate. I don't want to see them, so I'm automatically the Astros. I'm automatically watching. It's like, man, come on, dude. And I'm actively hate watching to root against them.
So you're not. I mean, because we already know that they're gonna make the playoffs, so I don't do that as much until once the playoffs start. Then I'm like, I want this team to lose. But leading up to it, I'm like, they're going to get in anyway. So I'm not like, please lose, unless it's one of those things where they might not possibly
when they're
get
close
in.
enough.
But once they're in the playoffs, for sure.
Because right now, let's not kid ourselves. We're not at the end of August, but they, the Yankees in Boston holding 1 and 2 in the wild card. And anything can happen because you got Texas, who's playing pretty damn good. Cleveland is finally picking it up. Granted, Zach did tell me that the Cleveland Guardians did beat a AAA team this weekend, the Angels. So, we can't.
Good team, the Angels.
Yeah. So, but the Yankees are only 7.5 ahead. So anything can happen this year in the wild card, right?
Yeah. I mean, the one benefit I will say about the Yankees making the playoffs is Aaron Boone keeps his job. That's probably the one,
and you'll never win a championship. I got you.
Well, I mean, that is one benefit, is that you get to have Aaron Boone still as manager of the New York Yankees.
True story. Donnie, talk to me.
Well, I mean, this time of year, I don't have to worry about whether we're going to be in the playoffs, so it didn't really bother me that much. I was like wondering who we're going to be facing.
Such an ass. Such an arrogant ass.
And then
I was about to say, I know who beat you last year.
And who you're going to lose to once you get in the playoffs, because you're not winning.
Yeah, because you got swept last year.
I am actually. This is the time of year that makes me nervous because the Yankees typically do like they do. Well, this year's been a little different, but like they start off okay, then they have this huge slump, and then after the All-Star break, they kind of get something together, and then it's like I'm waiting for them to fall apart in September because that's usually what happens. They come limping into the playoffs most of the time. And they're not always guaranteed that they're going to be there, but usually they're in the chase more times than not. But
what's the latest on Judge, Donnie?
I don't think I haven't really seen anything specific. I don't think he's planning to play the rest of the year.
Okay. What about Stanton?
I was just going to ask about that.
I could not give 2 shits about him.
I
wish they'd cut him.
Good player, Stanton.
How much do we got?
You mean Gian can't run Stanton?
Yeah. How many more years you got with him?
Gian Monte Carlo Stanton is what he is.
Who's the interrupter now, Ed?
Yep.
I know.
All right.
How many more years?
I think he's got 1 more year. If I don't
sign him to a 4-year extension.
I think
they're going to.
No, the hell they better not.
Want to bet they'll sign him to an extension, a year or 2 extension, guaranteed.
No.
How special?
If they do that, I'm not sure what I'll do yet, but it would not.
You'll still be a fan. Don't worry. Of all the things that the Cleveland Browns have done to me, personally,
It
and
would
I'm
take.
still there.
You know how many years it would take for the Yankees to get me to the same position you're in with the Browns?
Did you
Yeah.
notice how he just does his normal over the Browns and no one responded to him yesterday? Because
Yeah,
we knew it was coming, so we just watched it like, oh, it's just Ed.
it's Ed. It's Ed being Ed.
Yep.
I got my thoughts on that. Just anyways, but yeah, he's not going to go anywhere. He's
No,
not.
but
Giancarlo Stanton is not going to go anywhere. Donnie Weiss is not going to go anywhere, and he will always be. He will die Yankees fan. And he will not be able to see a championship ever again.
we'll
No.
see some more championships.
No, you won't.
Man,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I'm waiting for the joint press conference of Aaron Boone and Giancarlo Stanton signing twin 5-year extensions.
Cannot wait to see that because it's going to happen.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
If they don't,
Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner, like kind of flanking either side.
I will be disappointed, and that's at a minimum if they don't release Stanton after the season.
They're going to re-sign him.
They're not going to
re-sign him.
release him.
If they resign him, that is absolute like mismanagement, poorly mismanagement.
Well, they're not going to release him with the option he had. Like if it's like a player option, they're not going to just pay him.
My man is going to stay a Yankee. He will retire a Yankee.
George would have, but I don't think Hal would.
Well, Hal's a coward.
Hal's a great
Donnie,
owner.
just
Great owner, Hal.
get used to the idea that your team is going to re-sign Giancarlo Stanton to an extension where he is going to retire a New York Yankee. It's going to happen. All three of us see it. The only one that doesn't see it is you, my friend.
And
well, I don't want to see it, so I choose not to.
You refuse to see it.
That's right.
right.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. If I didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Wait, he's going to do those emojis like.
Yeah. Oh no, he won't cover his mouth. He'll be swearing up and down.
That's
you
the
worry.
one that's the one. Yeah, exactly. I will be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it, but I'll tell you what I think about it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
did you hear about Donnie's new show?
Oh yeah,
the interruption.
It's a good show, I hear, or was. Still going on, isn't it?
Yeah. PTI.
I can't. PTI it's still a good show. I used to watch it all the time.
He's Kornheiser.
All right, Canada.
Kornweiser.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Donnie Kornweiser.
All right, really quick here. I want to go over a couple of the Major League Baseball scores, guys, really quick here. Final, Phillies beat the Mariners 6-0. The Pirates lost to the Padres 3-0. The Cleveland Guardians beat the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim 4-3.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. The Cincinnati Red Stockings beat the New York Giants. Anybody catch that one?
I did. Was
Yeah,
that a
I'm
Hall of Fame game?
trying to play homage to, the old Giants. The Giants of old.
Nice.
But they beat the
Congrats on
San
your
Francisco.
win, Patrick.
Yeah. San Francisco lost 10-9. The Cubs lost to the Arizona Diamondbacks. What a hot mess in Arizona with Ketel Marte.
But Torey Lavulo has handled that about as well as you can. I mean, he's in a no-win position.
Yeah, he's in a lose-lose situation no matter what he does.
Yeah, I think he's handled it. I mean, I don't know what Diamondbacks fans feel, but I think he's handled it really well. I don't know. It's just there's not a whole lot to handle that situation. I mean, no. He was honest about it. He shared his feelings, and I appreciate that he was open about it. So,
is Ketel back with the team, or is he away from the team?
I think he's still away because I think he's still injured. But guys, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't.
Also, dude, why are you getting caught in a casino? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Why? That doesn't help out anybody.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, I think he's got to apologize to the team before he can even play again. So, I don't know how long that's going to take, or if that's taken place. I don't know. I haven't followed the story in a few days, so I don't really know. But it's a shame because the Diamondbacks have been playing really, really well.
They have.
They've been on a tear. I mean, yeah, they're not going to catch the Dodgers in the division, but I mean, they're They're
He
making some
is
noise in the wild card race.
he is currently on a 10-day DL with knee
Yeah.
inflammation.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right, go ahead, Donnie.
I did look up the Stanton contract issue, so it is through 2027. There's a club option, not a player option for 2028. $25 million team option.
Oh, he's getting
buyout. The
Oh, they're
buyout.
exercising that.
The buyout. If the Yankees decline this option, they must pay a $10 million buyout fee. So he's scheduled to make $25 million next year, and the buyout fee is 10.
And at the very least, 10 million.
I mean, I would, at the end of this season, I'd cut him a check for $35 million and say, "See you later."
You would. The Yankees organization is not going to do that.
I know, because they're not as smart as me.
You see what Eric just did to you?
Yeah, Ed. You know that was a softball for me, and I chose to pass.
That was a really, I am very proud of you.
That was a softball.
Very proud of you. Okay. The Rays beat the Tigers.
The buyout injured Stanton. He's out for 3 months.
Zach is not wrong.
You're not wrong, Zach.
That was a great line.
All right.
So I mean, they're basically going to end up paying him $35 million for like 40 days of availability anyway for the next year. So
that's what you guys need anyway. So
he should take up tennis.
What's the other one? Pickleball. He should pick up pickleball.
Yeah, well, he can get pickleball elbow next.
There you go. The Tampa Bay Rays beat the Detroit Tigers 3-0. Thank you. Athletics and Twins, that's still upcoming, so there's no score there. The Orioles and Cardinals. Oh my God! Top of second, Orioles 7, Cardinals nothing. Hey, wasn't someone there? Oh, he's at the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he's in the area, but not at that game.
Thank God he's not at that game. Imagine being at scoring that game. Woo, baby. The White Sox currently winning 1-0 in the bottom of the second against the Texas Rangers. The Dodgers are up 3-1 against the Atlanta Bravos, or should I say the Milwaukee Braves? The Milwaukee Brewers are winning against the New York Mets 4-0. And in your wild card division right now, you have the Tampa Bay Rays, the number 1 team in the American, followed by the Chicago White Sox, and then the Houston Astros. That's a whole lot mess too. Like their manager's not coming back. And then also the general manager was let go. And they're in a playoff contention, dude.
Yeah, talking about Dana Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying it's because of the Dalton Varsho trade.
Hell, whatever.
Because Dalton Varsho has been so bad.
Yeah.
Not that they gave up. Not that the guy that gave up Arrighetti
didn't give up much for him, anyways.
Well, I mean, a controllable arm, so
yeah, but
for
it's
a rental. But we're gonna see. We're gonna have to see what happens with Arrighetti.
Yeah. Hey, the wild card.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The wild card: the New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox, and the Cleveland Guardians right now, with Texas Rangers being a game and a half back, and Baltimore 3 back, in Minnesota 3.5, tied with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah. What are we? What are we? 2 back? 3 back?
3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
So it's not over.
Oh, it's
by any means is not over. We still got a lot of games to be played.
And you won tonight, so congratulations.
Yeah. No.
Exactly.
No. We still have like 4 innings, and the Royals are really good. They've won 9 straight. So.
Milwaukee's at the number 1 team in the National, followed by the Dodgers, then the Atlanta Braves. All of a sudden, I didn't mind the Dodgers, and then what's his name joined the Dodgers from Detroit, and he started opening his mouth, and I automatically just want to see the Dodgers lose because of the stupid bullshit that he said.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Do you guys think that Skubal is going to re-sign with the Dodgers?
I doubt it.
I mean, put it
this
way,
look who's his manager.
It's not exactly been a honeymoon so far, has it? I mean, it
hasn't. But you know who his manager is?
Dave Roberts?
No, his agent. He means his agent. I'm sorry.
Oh, Boris, right?
Boris.
Yeah, well, but if he doesn't go to LA, where does he go? Yankees?
I don't know.
Man, you know Hal ain't
For
gonna
what?
spend that
For
kind
him
of
to
money.
suck?
Yeah, I was gonna say Hal ain't gonna spend that kind of money.
He can't handle the big Dodgers. What makes you think he's going to handle the Yankees?
He's gonna talk to Carlos Rodon and say bye.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Because Carlos Rodon, while good, can't stay healthy.
Well, that's been the problem with the Yankees.
While good.
That's been the problem for the Yankees for years, and more so in more recent years, is nobody can stay healthy, and I don't know what the problem is with that. I don't know if it's a true. Seriously, I don't know if it's a strength and conditioning coach issue, because we have seen that in like college football and some other areas, or if it's just these guys. They're just the wrong guys. They're just injury prone guys. They don't do the right things on their own.
Well, but I see it across the league. I mean, the Blue Jays right now have 8 starters on the IL.
That's not good.
Now I will say this: not all of them are like Cy Young candidates or like real expensive guys. But we could create like an 8-man major league rotation out of all the guys we have on the IL right now.
But also take into consideration that a lot of these pitchers are throwing a lot of weird baseballs this year. You know what I mean? Like their pitches are selection, a lot of off-speed stuff.
Well, power pitching. And then and power pitching is the in vogue thing to do, right?
And then you go from off-speed to power pitching, and your arms can't handle that.
Yep. And it doesn't matter if you're only pitching 4 or 5 innings. If you do enough of that, I mean, the thing is, a lot of guys are still throwing 80 to 90 pitches because they're working counts because they don't have great control.
Correct.
And they're still throwing the same number of pitches. They're just not logging the same amount of innings. They're not efficient. Most guys are not efficient with their pitches because they work counts and they can't stand there. So
very true. Very true. Okay. And then just to finish up really quick here, guys, the wild card, the Chicago Cubs are 4 games up. Then you got the Phillies 2 games up, the San Diego Padres, Arizona 1 game back. And then you got 3 interesting teams here that are 5.5 back. You got the Miami Marlins 4.5 back out of the last wild spot in the wild card. Then you got the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates, guys. The Pittsburgh Pirates are refusing to die.
Nice to see.
So, Zach, again, not wrong. You can't be built like a football player and play baseball. Muscles can't handle baseball movers like that.
Well, that's the one thing is with the current, like, and really in the last handful of years with diet and exercise and all. I mean, everybody is trying to be so muscular, so lean, and it's
what's wrong with that?
It's the problem. It's what's causing the problem because they get so lean and tight muscles that the least little thing is an injury, a calf injury or whatever. So
I'll take it. I'm already injured already as it is, so I'll take the lean. Donnie's still having issues with his microphone. Like,
Mrs. Mayer's just coming in and informing me that she can barely hear me, and she loves my voice over all of you guys.
We know that's a lie.
I don't know what's going on with it.
Go to your settings on your sounds.
I mean,
hey guys, I don't know what's going on with the New York Yankees.
Donnie, have you tried turning it off and on again?
Have you tried rebooting?
Is that better?
No.
On the coaches.
I can reboot and reload if you want me to. Yeah.
Do you have your 3.5-inch floppy?
I'm glad Patrick knows Donnie's size, though.
All right, you guys give me a few minutes. I'll be right back.
Bye, Felicia. Unreal. This is what we're at. The level of professionalism in this show. Just want to put that out there, guys.
Absolutely.
So, what game are you watching, Eric?
Wind Surge and Arkansas Travelers.
Are they the chickens? The Growling Chickens, Arkansas.
They are not. They're red, Little Rock. So it's mostly an all red uniform with the LR and white on the
LR.
chest, and then they have the hat that's almost remind me of the San Antonio Missions. I think it says AR. Patrick, you probably know which one I'm talking about. It's
I do.
black
I do.
with kind of the whitish, grayish bill. I think it says like AR and
Yeah. It almost looked like a
that's the
star on it. ATRAV, I
Yeah.
mean, ATRAV.
Yeah. And then Wichita's in their alternate navies. Just says wind surge in white across the chest, white pants. So
For now, they're on the Wind Surge.
right, only
Yeah.
for 11 more games. You can't really see it, but yeah,
Well,
11 more games, and then we will be switching to the Turbo Tubs next year.
Are you excited about that?
I am, yes. I mean, it's a name we already have.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see like all the gear they're gonna get, like the hats. One thing I've talked about is the 4th of July with the wind surge. It's red, white, and blue, so it fits in pretty easily. But with the colors that the Turbo Tubs have, I'd be curious what the 4th of July hats will look like.
Yeah.
But then they're gonna get. So they have 2 uniforms right now that are pretty loud, and they're gonna have to get some calmer ones that are just like home and away and alternate. So they're gonna have at least 3 or 4 more uniforms. So I'll be curious to see what those look like next year as well.
I was
Do
just
you
going
think
to
they'll
ask.
keep the same hats? Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, they have. They used to only wear the teal ones, and that's all they would ever wear. But then when they switched and got a second Turbo Tubs jersey, then they started doing the purple with the orange, which is awesome. I love that hat. They've never worn the black one with the tub on it, and the troll driving the tub.
They might just use that one now.
That, and they came out with the one that it's the cream with the purple bill.
Yeah.
That one was just an alternate, but I'm assuming they'll use those 2 hats, but probably also do a couple others if I had to guess. I'm assuming they'd have to have a BP hat. And so, yeah, it'll be curious to see what it looks like next year.
Yeah. So Todd Radon's maybe been at work making some additional marks.
Very well might be. Yeah, good point.
Well, I was going to say, like, and Eric, I think it was you that brought it up originally, or one of the people that brought it up. I know that they're not the only ones getting a new rebrand. I mean, obviously, we've talked about Syracuse in the past. We've talked about who's the other one? Scranton Wilkes-Barre. We've talked about on this show, but I think you were one of the ones to reveal, Eric, that Springfield, the Cardinals, were going to be doing it.
Virgil.
Was it Virgil? Okay, I couldn't remember.
I'm not going to take his credit, but yeah, it's Virgil. But I'm looking forward to it. Who knows
Springfield
what they're going to go
Cards.
with?
Yeah,
Zach. The last couple of years, Zach's at a tournament in Springfield. My guess is they'll probably play there again next summer. So if that's the case, then I'll be sure to check out a game.
Well, do you think that, and again, this is just a thought that went through my head today, but do you think that Springfield is going to follow Wichita's lead and go with the Cashew Chickens as the primary identity, or do you think they're going to break and stay? I don't think they will, but it was the first thing that I thought of. Like, they put all this time and effort into the Cashew Chickens, and they've done all these different marks for it. Like they've done, it's not like they did one alternate identity with one logo. They've had, I think, 4 different logos in the past 4 years with that identity. That's the only reason. Normally,
no, I get you. I get you.
They made a suite out of it almost, but I think it's best to keep it where it is. But the thought crossed my mind. I wanted to know what you guys thought of that.
But the one thing that I would say is, yeah, Cashew Chicken is cool, but like I think the Turbo Tubs is more of I can see that being an actual team name, Turbo Tubs, more than Cashew Chickens. Like, oh, welcome your Springfield Cashew Chick. It doesn't,
Well, most teams don't go for food identities, right? I mean, it's
true.
Like they for a primary, like they kind of keep them.
for
in that
alternates.
space for like alternate identities. But I was just curious what you guys thought.
I would be totally shocked if they went with cashew chickens.
Yeah,
I get the turbo tubs because the turbo tubs was a thing. I mean, and I get it's tied to the community as well as far as it was
Right.
invented or whatever.
Right.
But the turbo tubs is tied to more than just a food item. It's tied to an event and
Tied to the history of
a
the
cultural history there and everything. Is yeah.
I agree. I agree.
It's whatever it is, it has to be better than the Cardinals.
Well, yeah,
How's that?
Yeah. I mean, it served its purpose for what it was for what it for what it did.
For what it was, and it's time for it to go.
Well, and I'm wondering if the Palm Beach Cardinals aren't far behind, because the Springfield Cardinals are doing it. Like I always thought, two teams that seemed to be holding out were the Cubs and the Cardinals as far as changing their team names. And I understand Springfield and Palm Beach have since changed ownership, but the Cubs have not. But maybe a year or two down the line, maybe those frozen iguanas may not be just an alternate identity. So,
True.
But I'm excited. I mean, Logovember is already becoming, which I know we're going to be heading into. Well, yeah, but I think it's coming earlier too. Like, so I think it's going to be shortly after the end of the season where we see. Eric, was it September that Springfield's doing theirs?
October 6th.
It's October. Okay. So, Scranton's not going to be far behind. Syracuse is finally going to be announcing theirs.
Right.
Wichita's obviously already done theirs. So, not a full rollout, but like at least announce that they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be exciting to see what happens.
I'm with you. I love it. The whole Syracuse situation, that was a whole hot mess, dude. Like that was just bad all around.
It was, but I've got to be honest with you and say I applaud them for how they handled it after the debacle.
No, yeah.
Like, I mean, you might as well just own it at this point and try to make something humorous out of it.
Might as well make fun of yourself at this point.
I was gonna say you've already been embarrassed. With whether it was, I got the impression it was like an intellectual property type, an IP type thing. But
you think so?
I think so. I think that they had a mark that someone. I don't know that. I have no inside knowledge to know if that's what
someone tell that to the Cleveland Guardians so they can give their Guardian's name back.
Yeah, but
it was an intellectual thing. Sorry, buddy, you can't have it.
And again, no one has told me that, and I have no proof of that. But I just think that if it got to the level that it did, that someone at MLB said we're not.
I believe you that the major league lawyers came to them and said no.
Well, just with as we all know. As we've seen more and more of that in the last couple of years the last 5 years, 6 years with MLB's increased involvement in MILB, there's a lot more legal, scrutiny that goes, legal scrutiny that everything goes through now. So,
and I'm okay with that, but
you should see the 3-page contract for renewing season tickets that I finally had to sign this year for the first time as a season ticket holder that I know is completely MLB necessitated.
Yeah.
At the same time though, that Major League Baseball has to protect their brand.
Yeah.
Because out there nowadays, you sneeze the wrong way at a ballpark, and then you're suing the team for negligence or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like they got to protect themselves.
Yeah, they do. Well, it's a litigious society thing, right? And I know we're gonna. Speaking of litigious and court battles and everything, I know we're gonna get into that in another sport here in a little bit, but it's important that you do that, but I am glad that they're still doing things like Donnie, what the Columbia did with the synchronized hippos night, where there's still at least some latitude to have some fun, to do stuff like that.
And to turn it as quickly as they did.
Right.
Because that came about after the February deadline and they got special exemption to do it.
Yeah. To know that there's the ability to do that. Like we've seen it with the moon mammoths. We've now seen it with the synchronized hippos. To know that there is, I know it takes a lot of work to do that, but to know that there is the ability to do that is a good thing.
Right.
So like I said, I know I'm critical of MILB and MLB at times, but I also want to acknowledge when they do things well. So seeing your Synchronized Hippos t-shirt reminded me of that. I thought that was a great night. I was kind of hoping they would, probably too early to do the, oh look, Eric, Donnie got a jersey.
I just wanted you guys to see that.
How big is your jersey collection now, Donnie? No,
I don't know.
I'm
I honestly don't know. I haven't counted them.
That's why you
This
got to
is-
do
this
an
is my
Instagram,
favorite
and then you
aspect.
can know how many you have.
This
yeah,
is my
you can
favorite
do
aspect.
you can do D-Rock's jerseys.
No, you can't. That's copyright.
He'll get a cease and desist
Yeah,
letter in a
E-Rock's jersey.
heartbeat.
Listen, I want to see that court case. E-Rock's
Like, you
jerseys
better
versus
chill out. You
D-Rock's
better take that
jerseys.
name back, son.
Yeah,
We're going to
E-Rock's
court.
jerseys versus D-Rock's jerseys. That's a
I do
great.
have a question. Is my microphone any better?
For
No,
me, it is.
Okay.
Patrick.
I actually think it's this plug-in earbuds, so I'll upgrade those by next week.
That's 13th Instagram page. Just hit the timeline.
Did it really?
Donnie knows.
Shoot, do you own?
I know
stock
the
in Meta?
13th. If he hasn't announced it, I know what the 13th is going to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you own like stock in Meta at this point? Because with all your various pages, it's like,
Donnie, it's already up and running. I'm surprised you don't follow it.
Oh, I thought you told me you were. Okay, I misunderstood your message.
I posted it and then I didn't like it, so I came back in and reposted it again.
Okay,
Is it
because I
beer
looked for
related?
it. I looked for it. And I thought you said you had some stuff to do with it, so I
What'd you
haven't
say,
looked
Ed?
back.
Beer related?
Yeah.
Kind of had an idea. Beers of the world. Beers of minor league baseball.
It's
Wait,
more like this, Ed. Beer.
Wait,
beer
Eric-
sticker.
Eric, you like beer?
A little bit.
Okay, no, I learned something new every day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Okay, guys. So let's have a little conversation here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Just want to let you guys know that we have litigious suing university. I like that one. We gotta make a quick announcement here, guys, because the DHC Sports Show, the league is set. This year we're only going to do 10, so we have 10 teams. Okay. And just recently, as recent as yesterday, I believe, we had our final person join the league.
Oh,
And
cool.
so we're finally excited because it's going to be interesting this year. Eric has no room to talk now, guys. No room to talk. Okay. He has now going to just having to deal with the fact that, like, if he picks a bad team, that's on him. Okay, guys, it's completely on him this time around, because we are going to just say, hey, you have 10 teams. You have an option to do as many players as you have available that are pretty good this year. Okay.
I can't wait until he just starts in week 1 saying, "This team's terrible."
Yeah,
Ooh,
exactly.
terrible.
So if Donnie, if you don't mind, go ahead and look for the breaking news, because we got to make an announcement on the final person joining the league.
All right, let's see here.
If you can find
the
it.
last person that probably has to do this, but give me
Oh
a second.
God.
Let's
Go
just
to
do this.
go to
Let's just do
media
this. Here you go.
assets. Here is the team.
The Triple G's.
The Triple
Grandpa's
Gs.
Gridiron Gang.
I wonder who could that be. Does anybody have an idea who could that be? Eric?
I'm not playing. Take my team. I'll find a 10 player. I'm done.
That's it. I quit. I quit.
Is it Doug Williams?
Oh, there he is. He is in the chat now. folks.
Coming for you, Eric. Say hi. What are you doing?
I'm trying to draw my water mustache.
Okay.
Are these people gonna be in Iowa with us?
Those guys right there, those 4 guys, yeah, they're all going to be there,
Wait, what?
Hi, Mia.
You
including
said,
me.
wait, 4?
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Hi, Mia.
They're all going to be there. Bye, baby girl. Love you. Hey, whoa,
Whoa, whoa,
dude,
whoa, whoa. Come back.
come back. Come back.
Have a good night, day. Like and subscribe, share this with your family and friends. Bye bye.
She's efficient with her time. I'll give her that.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, bye.
Do you want to know the
Dad's
crazy
like,
thing
"Get
is
out of
I
my
understood
room."
every word of that. The crazy thing is I understood every word of that.
Yeah. Well, since he said it so many times, right? So there you go, guys.
So, do you guys remember the guy that used to do the commercials that was the fast talker, like probably when y'all were kids, and he'd get on there and just be like just totally read through all the commercial in fast language?
It depends on what year you're talking about, Donnie.
We'll just
We'll
Patrick,
move on.
you and me on that one.
And I'm honestly saying that because I may have been watching cartoons and like not paying attention to commercials, so I don't know. Unless
y'all might have been too young. It would have been 80s, 90s.
Are you talking about the guy that sold everything, like that sealing tape and everything like that? The guy that sold all the cleaning stuff?
No, we'll move on.
It's
I'll show you
probably
later.
best
Yeah.
that we move on.
By the way, Eric, when did you guys get Nate Pearson? Man, what a hoss!
June 3rd, 2020.
Okay.
I have no idea.
What a hoss!
All right, guys, let's have a conversation. Okay, so next week, okay, really quick, just to put a bow on the fantasy football, it'll be Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Touche. She does. Indeed, she does. But just want you guys to know that it'll be Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. We are having the draft, and we're going to be live. Hopefully the 5 of us are going to be here doing our draft live. Now, I made a couple of changes. One, obviously you already know, is we only have 10 teams this year. Also, it is no longer going to be 60 seconds for you to make your pick. It is only 45 seconds. So,
damn, I sure as hell thought you were going the other way with that. I thought you were
longer?
going to be like a minute and a half.
No, I'm doing this because of you.
And Ed, did you magically end up with the number 1 pick?
I have not set the draft yet.
Amazing how that works.
The draft has not been set yet. So
you will have the number 1 pick. Okay.
I will. No, I don't want the number 1 pick.
He just said it.
It's automatically set by ESPN, guys.
You know what? I'm gonna laugh if you end up with the number 1 pick.
I would be like, you can't. This can't happen.
Oh, listen, it's either gonna be you or Virgil because I feel like Virgil's gonna be behind this.
No, if Ed ends up with the first pick, it's kismet because he's a Browns fan. He's gonna be the first pick.
Son of a bitch.
No, you'll still hear me, Grandpa Junior.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We won't get to hear Eric having to cry about having second string guys.
No,
I don't know, man.
Don't worry. You still will.
He's gonna say, "I can't believe I ended up with Keyshawn Butte, in the 4th round. I can't believe that. He's like terrible. He's gonna be like a 2nd round pick for the Texans."
That's awkward.
I know, right?
All right, so let's see draft settings. I'm going in here right now. It's a snake settings recommended. There you go. We're gonna close that.
Are you setting the draft order right now?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh God.
Let's see.
The Dad Hat, number 1.
Yeah. Ed Rivera, number 1 pick.
Man, hold on.
And the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th picks.
Yeah.
Draft settings, snake, Wednesday 8:30, random recommended.
Why are they calling this draft after Grandpa?
Yeah, Eric, did you know there's a setting where the league commissioner automatically can set themselves to make a number 1 pick?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, amazing.
But I didn't know the draft was named after Grandpa.
Believe it or not, I can't set the
Draft order.
Yep.
Probably doesn't allow you to do it until like 2 hours before the draft or something.
Normally, it automates in an hour before.
Yeah.
So can't do it. Sorry, guys. I wanted to do it for the content, but can't do that.
Congratulations in advance on the number 1 pick. That's cool.
Speaking of, because obviously you guys feel so bad about me. Not really, you don't. But let's talk a little bit about Cleveland Browns, because we got to get in the NFL here, because the Cleveland Browns are involved in 2 separate things that are just kind of egregious. But one of them is the where there's other teams involved. So I'm going to put that on hold, and then let's talk about the biggest one, that is Deshaun Watson. As you guys already know, this Saturday after the game, he was playing in the third quarter, and came in the second half and absolutely just laid an absolute shit brick. I mean, he played like absolute garbage. And then they asked him, asked some questions and everything, and then he just doubled down on the fact that it's not, it really, it's the fans' fault, really. They never accepted him, and they were booing when there was injured. So it's more personal than anything else, and not his play. It was more personal. And to that I say, yes, it is personal. No one wants you in Cleveland after, especially, here's the thing, and you guys will know this from me. Like, if you win in Cleveland, you ain't got nothing to say. We'll support you. Just win. We are so desperate for winning with this team that we'll support someone of the caliber that is Deshaun Watson. And for him to play the victim card is absolutely irresponsible of him. It is ignorant, and it's unbecoming of him. That cannot happen. He cannot play that victim card ever. After everything that he's been accused of, and then on top of that, of the type of money that he got from the Cleveland Browns. Give me Haslam. I'll keep Haslam. And so I was talking to Virgil, and Virgil this is what he thinks. He thinks that he only has 2 games, Deshaun Watson, because he was named the starter. Deshaun Watson has 2 games, and those 2 games are because they're both away. The first 2 games of the season. And so they're just wanted to put him out there because he needs to, honestly, in order for him to keep his job, in my opinion, he needs to win both games. And he needs to be convincingly good at winning that game. Not because of the defense won, but because of him. And it's not good for him. He's not good. If he shows up as a starter in Cleveland, he is going to get mercilessly booed in that place.
Who are the first 2 games?
The Jaguars, it's one of them. Yeah, that's game 1 right there. Game 1, dude. That's right off the rip. Let's just go ahead. Go
Donnie's team, and then who's the second one?
I'm looking right now. The Browns. So the next one is I forgot. The Buccaneers.
Right. Oh, so we're just gonna stay down in Florida.
They're gonna stay in Florida, and they're playing Baker Mayfield.
Well, but that's got to be interesting from 2 points of view, because which Baker are you going to get?
Exactly.
Are you going to get one that's going to channel his? Because we know he's PO'd, right?
Oh, he has a chip.
Is he going to channel that into, this is what you're going to lose if you don't pay me, or is he gonna say?
I think it's a combination of both.
I don't care.
Honestly,
or he's like, I don't care.
No, I think it's I am going to go out there and I'm going to make the Cleveland Browns hurt.
Yeah, I think his motivation is twofold for that reason, because of his experience in Cleveland, right? So
either way, if he plays good this whole year, he's going to get paid no matter what, whether by Tampa or by someone else. Someone's going to pay him. So I don't think that's the sole motivation for this game. I think his motivation is more on Cleveland did me wrong. I'm going to make them pay, and I'm going to make it hurt and hurt the whole game. That's his goal.
Yeah. and actually, an honest question for you, Ed. I thought Monken did Monken say that it was on a game-to-game basis with Deshaun?
No.
Because he made it sound like he was the nailed-on starter.
He just said he's the starter.
Do you think? But do you think Shador is really waiting in the wings?
Yes.
Okay. Because if I was Shador, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be getting my gym reps in, and I'd be
100%. And
I'd be taking those second team reps like I was the first team guy, and I'd be ready to go. Because
Shador Sanders is just waiting. He's licking his chops. He's handled it really good. I have to say that about him. You know what I mean? He's handled it very professionally.
Yeah. The fact I haven't heard him in the news is a credit to him.
Exactly. So there it is. Eric, any thoughts?
No, I mean, it's not that they did it on purpose, but they're not doing him any favors by the first 2 games.
No.
So, if Virgil's saying he has the first couple games on the road to try to figure it out, it's not easy. I mean, he could win them. You never know, but
you're still gonna get booed in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I bet he'll probably get booed down in Florida as well. Wouldn't you imagine?
He's gonna get booed everywhere he goes.
Yeah,
everywhere he goes. And so I don't understand, like, why would you want to give not only, okay, so I get it that you're going to go into on the road and you're going to get booed. That's part of it. It's part of it. Okay. But now you're also saying that you're getting booed and it's affecting the way that you play. Guess what's going to happen? Guess what they're going to do? If you have fans coming into Cleveland, guess what they're going to do?
Well, listen, fans aren't going to bother with something if they don't think they're going to affect you.
But the fact that you put that out there, oh yeah, they're going to start doing it.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're like, and that's kind of human nature too. If they feel like they can't get to you, they're not even going to bother because it's not worth their time.
Exactly.
Well, it's a good thing they're not playing Philadelphia the first couple of games.
Well, Philadelphia is a different type of there.
That's next level fan to player. Whatever.
And Ed, just an honest sales pitch because he might be gone. Anthony Richardson is up for sale.
No. So. Yeah, he can stay wherever he's at.
Man, Anthony Richardson would be
not. No. Not in Cleveland.
Don't worry. He'll be in Indy, don't worry.
He's not going anywhere. At least you got Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is, well, put it this way, like, I was embarrassed that we got absolutely annihilated by the Falcons, but it's preseason, so I'm not going to.
I don't put too much stock on preseason.
And I looked at it like we don't have the depth that a lot of teams do. We're not the Packers, but
yeah,
I'm excited about the way Daniel Jones has looked.
Yeah,
love you, Eric.
I don't know why this guy's obsessed with me all the time, literally about everything.
I just can't help myself,
I think my trip is canceled on Friday, so at least I don't have to see him.
Your trip's canceled?
Yeah, so I don't have to see you.
You're coming, buddy. Don't you worry. All of us are going to be together.
Is he coming?
All 5 of us together in one spot. Oh,
I can't wait to see you, Eric.
So
I'm sure you can't. Sorry, I'm staying in bed with my wife, not with you.
I mean, why not?
I can dream, okay? I can dream.
He just likes to toy with your emotions, Patrick.
He does. He's been doing that for the last 5 years.
Donnie, I didn't get your opinion.
It's fine. You don't need it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think he's got more than 2 games, but I think it depends on how those first 2 go as well. So I just don't. The problem is I don't think that Shador is. I don't think the team thinks Shador is prepared enough, as much as the media and the fans like to believe. So
is Deshaun?
Well, I think Deshaun is more prepared, more experienced.
Are you high?
Outside of the
because he went to Clemson. Just because he went to Clemson, you're defending him. and
I'm
saying
not
that he's playing
defending
good.
him. I'm saying that that Monken's reasoning is that Deshaun is more experienced, and like you and I did have a conversation. The Monken's offense is a lot like Bill O'Brien's offense, which is what Deshaun Watson started his career with in Texas. I think that's why he's the starter. I think it's loosely more than 2 games. I don't think it's a hard 2 games, unless those first 2 games are disaster because of Deshaun.
Well, my one concern about Deshaun is just the time he's been off the field. Like, I mean, I know you don't lose your talent, overnight, but you can lose game reps and the rust. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying Shador is a world beater, but he's improved. I've got to give him that. I think he's improved. But Deshaun's lack of reps that he's had over the last couple of years, because I mean, and mentally where he is, maybe he's good. I hope he is, but just all the time he's been off the field, I'm going to be interested to see how he does. I mean, I'm not going to set expectations for him, but obviously I hope for, Browns fans are obviously hoping they're going to get the Texans version of Deshaun, but I don't think that guy's there anymore, but we'll see. I could be wrong.
I'll take the Clemson version.
Yeah. Well, I think that everyone would take the Clemson version.
I'll take anything at this point. The
Yeah,
little, do something.
You
know what I mean? Like with the little stick, do something. That I'm like, dude, stop playing dead. Like, do something.
You have an ex-Razorback that's going to make some noise this season. You heard it here first. He's going to come in for a couple third down plays. He's going to be great.
No.
Donnie, let me ask you a quick question. Who's more obsessed with me, Grandpa or Patrick?
Ooh.
I think you're the most obsessed with you.
Well, yeah, that's
that's a given.
Yeah, that's a given.
That's a hard question right there. I have to put some thought into that one, because that's you remember how close the Kentucky Derby was? I think it's about that right there. I think it's a photo finish right now.
Not to compete.
Or what was it? They used to have
julep. I'll buy you a mint julep.
What was the old? Remember when they used to have to slip the piece of paper between the football and the chain to see that? It's a piece of paper close.
Donnie, I've never been to the Kentucky Derby, so I wouldn't know those things.
I mean, they leave it open there,
yeah,
Donnie.
Listen, you brought it right up.
Yeah, that's on you there, Donnie. That's on you.
My bad. Me.
Yeah,
that is definitely E on you.
But I said, to answer your question, I said I'm going to buy Eric a mint julep. Does that help at all?
Maybe.
Substitute the hat instead of the actual drink.
That's where I was going to go. That's where I was going to go.
And I meant
in fact,
I was
going through my hats today, and I saw my Derby City Mint Juleps hat, and I was like, should I bring that along? Because I think I'm pulling a Donnie Wise and bringing, if it's okay, Donnie.
Mike, you should definitely show up this weekend.
My 24 hat carry case thing. What's coming with me?
Could you imagine both of them at the same place that I'm at?
Oh my God.
Time?
Oh,
I'm gonna have mine as well, Patrick.
I'd have the entire Iowa State Police.
Mike and Patrick together, paying attention to you 110% of the time. Ooh, baby.
Wait. So are you saying that, like a game, Eric's in the middle and then he's flanked by Gorell and me? That might be his mini version of hell.
Eric was not thinking that at all. He was not thinking that at all.
No, he's thinking it's his mini version of hell. That's what I mean. It's not heaven.
He may be thinking it's hell, but he wasn't thinking about that, whether hell or heaven. He wasn't thinking about that in the least.
No, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna sit there and he's gonna play that DJ Sammy song. We're in heaven.
Hey, Grandpa, we'll be in Davenport on Friday night, and we'll be in Des Moines on Saturday. See you there.
Is he trying to manifest this?
Davenport and Des Moines. Oh, Eric, you cracked me up, bro.
I see what he did there.
That was good. I'll give you that. That was good, brother.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
Eric,
Uh-oh.
if you can make it to Burlington and find his mother's house and send him a picture of you and his mom, that would really go over well.
He won't. You know he won't.
Surely she's. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Well, Donnie, you got to do something I didn't get to do. You got to meet Mama Prophet. Yeah. Eric wouldn't let me meet Mama Prophet.
That woman's a saint.
She is a saint.
Well, I guess she had to put up with Joe for 46 years.
Damn.
No, she's done more charity than that.
Okay,
Because she
so
waited so
48
long to
years,
have you, and
including Nick.
that was that many more years she had to deal with it.
She had to wait 6 years after to make sure she perfected the last one.
Nope.
I'm gonna mute right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Nope.
No one's saying anything. No one's like, nope, we're gonna go ahead and just keep it there. All right, guys. So I gave my good friend Mr. Patrick Larson some homework, and he took on the challenge of finding out everything and anything possible about this situation that we have going on right now between the NFL and the NCAA, right? With the 5 years and all that. So I'm not going to talk on that right now. I'm going to let Patrick explain, because you were able to watch a lot of information. You watched some videos, you did some research. What did you find out so far of what this whole hot mess is going on right now?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head that it's a hot mess. And I want to start out by saying that this is still something that's ongoing. There's going to be a lot more litigation that's going to go on between now and the time that LSU plays Clemson. Like between that, obviously the season gets started before then with D2 football and everything else, but there's going to be a lot of court TV drama going on because this doesn't just involve LSU and Lane Kiffin.
True.
I mean, this is something that involves UCLA. This is something that involves the Browns, because this all kind of where I heard all about all this starting was Todd Monken at his press conference, and he was talking about it revolves around a tight end who played 2 years at Virginia Tech and 2 years at Ole Miss. His name is Daquan Wright, and he was an undrafted free agent, and he originally started out with the Eagles, but then ended up with the Browns. And he actually suited up with the Browns in preseason.
Correct.
And Ed, if I remember correctly from you, you said he didn't see the field, but he did.
He did not. No, he suited. Yeah.
So
he really was. He was mostly injured when he was with the Browns.
So at a court in Baton Rouge, of all places.
No, what a surprise.
There was a judge that issued a temporary restraining order, or you hear it a lot of times called a TRO, that was put out there granting Wright and 15 other players a 5th year of eligibility because of the 5-5 rule that the NCAA has. At the time that this judgment came out, there was no response from like conferences like the Big Ten or the SEC, which has since changed. This one
and the Big 12
and the Big 12. Well, and we'll get into that. But the SEC, and I actually pulled it up so I wouldn't get this wrong. The SEC, I guess it was late yesterday. Commissioner Sankey had meetings with the presidents, chancellors, and the athletic directors of all the SEC schools, and the SEC will enforce the following policy. It says an SEC institution is not permitted to have an athlete on its roster who has 1, previously declared for the NFL, NBA, or WNBA draft and did not appropriately withdraw, which, by the way, that would Wright would fit under that that guideline.
Yep.
Signed a contract with an NFL or other professional football league, NBA/G League, or WNBA. He fits that criteria. Been listed on an NFL, NBA, or other professional football league, NBA/G League, or WNBA or affiliate roster. I don't know that he fits that because I don't think they finalized a 53-man roster.
Correct.
But either way, there's those 3 criteria. He fits at least 2 of the 3.
So he's
But it says
screwed.
the commissioner is authorized to enforce this expectation with penalties against member institutions. But this is where it gets murky, because the TRO that was originally issued by the judge, the way it reads, would almost protect Wright and those 15 other players and Lane Kiffin and the institution from being held subject to this SEC policy. So, depending on how you interpret that. So the question that is here is, does the court ruling in Louisiana supersede what the SEC can enforce? Or, you know, you have to think that the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12 are already, pursuing litigation in another court to try to challenge the TRO that was issued for the LSU player, because I think that Wright that Wright and his attorneys saw that this was going to be coming, and they tried to protect themselves with language to protect that, because this SEC thing that was passed was passed by all the schools. So
all 12.
So, all 12. So President Rouse at LSU did
Voted.
vote for this. But that doesn't mean anything, because you think about a PTO meeting where people pass things just because they don't want to have everybody looking at them. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Doesn't mean that they won't challenge it.
But if you believe in this, if you believe that you were in the right, then why vote for this?
But because you're trying to protect the institution overall and not just the football program.
Nobody wants to protect Lane Kiffin. That's the whole thing too.
Well, President Rouse has to watch just not only the football program, but he's got to watch all the other
institution, LSU as a whole. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got to watch the whole institution. So, so I understand why he voted for it, even if he doesn't want to do that.
True.
But, Zach, so the temporary restraining order also apparently protects them against any team that they play. So there's language in there to protect them against conferences, individuals, other teams. So I don't know that watertight is the thing, but it's going to be challenged, and that's what I mean. That we're going to have this in court all week. They're going to try to get an emergency, court order to try to have this heard. But we also know in Louisiana that if this judge that issued the original temporary restraining order doesn't want to take it on, there's going to be 100 other judges within the state that will jump at the chance to take this case, because it involves LSU football. So
it involves LSU football. It involves a judge in Louisiana. It also involves perhaps one of the most controversial coaches in recent history, right?
Well,
which is Lane Kiffin.
Well, and it's not just one player for LSU either. It's a second Ole Miss player as well.
Correct. Exactly.
Xavier Harris, who's a running back. There's Daquan Wright, but there's also Xavier Harris, who was also one of those 16 players. But there's also players that there's players that are trying to go to UCLA. There's going to be, those, it may be that LSU tries to pursue some of those other players, but I would also not be surprised if there's going to be other teams going after those players if they're free and clear to do it. Because once you do one, but I've got a couple of situations here that I'm worried about how does this play out? Because I think a lot of this plays out from inaction from the NCAA and from the institutions for not having some kind of collective bargaining agreement with these guys. Because how long have we been talking about? And this is not about whether you're pro-union or not, but like these guys are employees, like these guys are professional athletes at this point. So there's got to be some kind of collective bargaining agreement. But as long as you don't have a collective bargaining agreement in place, where there's parameters that are put in place, or there's some kind of governance put in place, you're going to have more situations like this. Because, like, say that because what happens if you take they were talking about this on one of the videos I was watching. Think about what happens down the line if you have someone who's they spend a second round pick on someone that ends up being a bust. What stops them from going back to college? Is a professional team going to be able to go back and recoup the money that they spent? Or the draft capital? Are they going to be compensated for the draft capital that they had if the person decides they want to enter the transfer portal and go back to college? Because you're opening up the floodgates. And then there's what happened with Brendan Sorsby. Like Brendan Sorsby was denied by the Big 12.
Okay.
So
what?
She went to run the numbers and saw not enough people liked and subscribed, so she came back to tell everybody again.
True, yeah.
She did.
You're not making any noises. That's how I know you're grumpy.
I'm not grumpy, dude. I'm just trying to pay attention to what my conversation here.
Yeah.
Good night.
Love you, kiddo. I'll see you in the morning. Bye, baby girl.
So I think that I think you got to look at precedent too about like the Sorsby case. It's not an apples to apples case, but if you're denying him the opportunity to play, back in college again, but you're allowing like Daquan Wright, like it just opens up a lot of, even if it's not an apples to apples case, that lawyers are watching this closely to see how they rule on this, because you're going to have a lot of challenges for a lot of people, who are looking for that 5th year of eligibility. Because I think Sorsby's gonna, that his legal representatives are going to try to bring it back, even though it's not the same thing. Because the other thing is that the SEC original rule before this TRO was ever put in place is that to fight that ghost transfer portal thing last year, they put in place that you needed to enter the transfer portal at least no more than 5 days after the end of the season. So to be able to just specifically to switch between teams in a conference, the SEC rule is 5 days after the season ends. But in this case, he's not switching from, Ole Miss to LSU. He's switching from the Cleveland Browns and going through the going through waivers, and if he clears waivers, entering the transfer portal and going to LSU.
Yeah.
So I think everyone's going to be watching this to see, because it's the first case of its kind. I think you're going to see other weird cases like this coming, because we've already seen the ghost transfer portal. They closed that loophole. But as long as you don't have a collective bargaining agreement, you're going to have more challenging cases like this, and it's going to impact the NFL. It's going to impact major conferences. I mean, we've only heard from the SEC, the Big 10, and the Big 12. What's the ACC going to do? Like, what are the other big conferences going to do? Like,
the ACC's not doing anything.
They don't want to get involved in this.
No, they're a bum conference, right, Donnie?
Dabo will take charge, like he did last year when he made sure that LSU player had to sit out.
Patrick.
Yep.
Patrick.
Oh, don't worry. I got you.
Damn it.
I knew somehow that crooked
somehow it was going to come second.
Somehow that crooked coach was going to make his way
to this conversation.
Golly.
We knew it.
Golly.
I want you to know that we had a conversation, Patrick and I, today, and said that watch Donnie mention Dabo Swinney. Somehow he was gonna bring it up in this conversation. Somehow it was gonna happen.
Well, I assumed that Patrick was going to throw the name out there like he likes to do.
He did not.
And he danced around it because he was teeing it up for me to do it.
Nope. He told me,
no,
I will not mention Dabo at all.
And by the way, I'm going to defend myself here because he's trying to incriminate me here. I only mentioned Clemson in the context that they play LSU the opening weekend. That is all I said about Clemson.
That's fair.
Yeah, so, because that is a factual statement.
Put that one on the platform. Put that response on the platform.
Oh,
somebody's listening from the Gateway Grizzlies.
Yes, he just texted me. He's not going to be able to do a tour of the place. So
what?
But I'll tell you this: those Disco Penguin hats were pretty cool, though.
Those were awesome.
They were awesome.
Yeah, good job, Virgil.
So the NFL also said that if you already on, if you've been on the team, on all that, and you try to go back to college, you cannot sign with any team for the rest of the year. So that means these guys that just all said that they're all going to go ahead and try to transfer, guess what? They can't play now in the NFL.
Well, yeah.
So not only did they screw themselves, because if this injunction or this TRO gets revoked, right, then not only can they not play in college, now they can't play in the NFL.
And I don't know and I would love to know your opinions on this, but a lot of the opinions that I've been hearing from other people, and it's really mine too. At the end of the day, the player always wins in these cases, almost always. So, I see that he'll get to play as wrong as I think it. I want to say I think it's wrong. I don't think that any of those players should be able to play for LSU. I don't blame Lane Kiffin for trying to go after. His job is to try to win. So I'm not surprised he's going after these kind of players, that he's trying to find loopholes. That's everyone knows Lane. That's what he's always done. He's always done that. He's always tried to use the rules to his advantage, but he's paid to do that. So, like, I don't agree with it. I don't even respect it, but I'm not surprised by it. And in his defense, his job is to win football games for LSU. And at the end of the day, LSU fans, like most fans of like fans of a lot of college teams, at the end of the day, they want to win. They want to see their team win the national championship. And a lot of times, the large majority of fans are going to not really worry about if they win the national championship. They're not going to sit back and reflect on how they got the players they did, because they're going to be happy that they're national champions. Oh, I can't wait for this. Well, Donnie, what you got?
I was going to ask, is there anything that you heard or read that would have indicated that if they didn't come out with this new rule, this 5-year rule, would any of this be happening right now? Because I don't know if what was previously in place would allow for this, or if it's allowing for it because they specified the window.
I think it is that, but I think it also kind of goes back to by virtue of the fact that when you open up a floodgate with the Supreme Court ruling that allowed players to be paid, because that generated a whole, like it went from the NCAA, monetizing all these guys, and not paying them. And then we went, as we've talked about on the show before, it went to the opposite end of the spectrum, and it just went, and it opened up the floodgates. So I think that I personally, I did not hear anything specific about that. I think the 5-5 rule has a lot to do with it. It's certainly the legal route that all these lawyers are using, because the draft class or the graduating class that Wright was a part of, this 5-5 rule applied to them. So
right. So I'm just wondering if the 5-5 didn't come about, these guys probably don't even think about having any avenue to do what they're doing. No,
because they would have already had 4 years of eligibility. Like all these guys have already, unless there's one, there may be one or two in there out of the 16 that may have had an injury exception that could have maybe applied.
That's a little different,
but now that you've opened up the 5th year of eligibility, and again, I know it's not the same type of thing, and I know his involves gambling, but if they're going to allow, it's like everyone's going to have their own individual exception, and then the challenge is going to be, where do you draw the line?
Correct.
Because so let's not forget, Sorsby originally was granted a, I don't know if it was a TRO, but he was originally granted eligibility before the Big 12 took action. So it's not an apples to apples case, because it's not the exact same case because of the gambling thing. But if this goes in the player's favor, I still would not be surprised if, Sorsby's legal team tries to take action to do something.
Well,
right now,
before you give your opinion, Donnie, I want to put a little wrinkle in here in this as well, because there is also, and I don't know how true this is, but there's been a rumor going around that Lane Kiffin reached out to multiple players and told them that they needed to sue the NFL Okay, so and I'll read this here real quick. Reportedly reached out to multiple players on NFL rosters to get them to sue the NCAA and return to college football. Okay, the Tigers have already landed 3 former NFL players, Harris, Daquan Wright, and Junior Tiwalamaka.
Junior Tuialamaka. Yeah, he was at Notre Dame. Real quick, just because you mentioned Junior Tuialamaka. So with they were asking Marcus Freeman about that. And they said, because he was a great player for Notre Dame. And they said, would you want him back? And he's like, the school year is getting ready to start. The season's getting ready to start. He would be so far behind. They would not be putting him in a good position. And so they didn't even entertain trying to bring him back. Oh, they would have loved to. Because like I said, he was one of our best defensive players. But Freeman just straight up said, unfortunately, he had to go, transfer to LSU or wherever because it's just way, way too late for him to try to come in at like today when they play
and the
here
season
in like
starts
2
next
weeks.
week. Yeah.
And he goes and it's, true for a lot of people, but for Notre Dame, the academics are so rigorous. He's like, it's going to be near impossible. So he straight up said, unfortunately, we just couldn't bring him back. They basically had to move on already.
So that's an interesting little wrinkle in all of this. And I'm sure the NFL is going to get involved in this, right, and doing their own investigation and what's happening, and they're going to be looking at Lane Kiffin, specifically Lane Kiffin, on what he's been able to do. Because let's be honest, if it was any other coach, we had this discussion, Donnie and Patrick, we would not be having this big of an issue, right? Like. It is because of the person that it is that's doing this. And not only that, but he's already landed 3 out of those 16 players. He's landed 3 of those players. That's not a good sign. And I get it. And I'm with you, and I'll let you guys talk here in a minute. I get it that you're playing by the rules that have been set in front of you. I get that. But there's some things that you just like, dude, do we really want to go down this road? Like at some point, do you want to say, like, do we want to, as a college, as a team, as a coaching staff, as a managing group, do we want to go down this route? Because once we make this decision, we got to live with it.
Well, LSU's already made those kind of decisions across their sports. So, because we talk about Lane, but let's face it, LSU's done it in men's college basketball. There's like we can talk about women's college basketball with
the Ukrainian basketball player,
the Russian player brought in and the Ukrainian player quit. Yeah.
Yep.
Like they've been doing it with just their hires, much less,
their head coaches, 3 controversial head coaches that you guys have in 3 major sports. That's not a good look at LSU.
So I was like, do you think they're afraid of this? They've already courted controversy across their college athletics. I mean, they aren't scared of this.
No, but it's it's just not a good look.
It's not. I mean, but honestly, do you think LSU fans care?
No, they don't. But here's my question to you.
They could care. You know what? They love LSU fans love an us against the world mentality.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to channel that. They're going to channel that. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to result in championships.
True,
but it's gonna.
But let me ask you guys this question. Okay, and I got to give Virgil credit for this one, okay? Because he's the one that said it, and I wish he was here for this conversation. But if this is true, if these allegations are true, right? Is this death penalty worthy?
I don't think anything is going to get to that level in this day and age. It's too much money.
But you're going to be taking a lot of stuff away from this team then. You're going to do a lot of penalties, no playoffs, no bowl games for a certain amount of years. A lot of that stuff is going to go away, and that's where they make a lot of their money.
Well, a lot of this is just changing the
scholarships.
landscape. Yeah. A lot of this just changes the landscape, of college sports. I mean, Not that it hasn't already changed. I mean,
true.
I mean, it just changes the way things are done, and things have always been done a certain way in college athletics. And I think at the end of the day, the NCAA is ultimately responsible for the way they governed it for years. And then it, turned into this. So, I think at the end of the day, it comes back on the conferences in NCAA for not doing anything for years, and then
now they're being forced to do something.
Well, yeah. Well, now a ruling went against them, because for years, whenever anyone legally challenged them, it always ruled in favor of the NCAA. Well, now you've seen a lot more things ruled for athletes and it's changing the way they have to do business, and they don't know how to handle it. It's sort of uncharted. It's uncharted waters for everybody.
True. Eric.
Well, I was actually going to ask a side question. Patrick, do you guys go to Oxford this year?
I think you guys do.
I think we do. Yeah. I'll check the schedule.
Who would get booed more, Lane going back to Oxford or Deshaun literally anywhere that he goes to play?
Ooh. Yeah. So we go September 19th.
Oh, so that's early.
Yeah, to Vaught Hemingway.
And memories is going to be fresh of all this that's going on.
All eyes are going to be on that game.
I think Lane to Oxford is going to be worse than anything Deshaun will have to deal with right now, because there's some NFL fans that don't give a crap about the Deshaun thing as much as the Oxford fans would care about the Lane thing.
Well, I
don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking about like Vaught the head of NIL at Ole Miss called in the FBI to check their office for bugs. I'm like, so it's gotten to whole other levels. But obviously the LSU Ole Miss rivalry is now it was already a rivalry, right? But I mean, right now it's on a completely different level, and we'll see if it stays at the temperature it is right now. But right now it's at a fever pitch. So
decent baseball movie, not great.
I was wondering if Eric was going to react to that. But, we'll see what happens.
Something I wanted to jump in on earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Mr. Politician.
Well, two things. I'm about to forget what I was going to say now for the first thing. Oh crap! I sure did. Well, one thing, when you're talking about LSU, by comparison, do you think LSU is like the college football version of the Cowboys right now? Just from like
that one hurt.
Well, I mean, Lane's not a Jerry Jones, but still, just like the team that everybody wants to hate and the team that thinks that they're the great team. That's the aspect I was going for there.
Yeah. No. I mean, I could see the comparison.
Oh, the other thing that actually I wanted to bring up was when you were talking about where we were talking about the 5-5 rule and the impact. I see this actually like, because there was part of me that wondered why they were just like, obviously they're trying to chase a way to lock down what they let get out of control. And I think that I could see actually what this ends up being is like a couple of year process of pain for a longer term solution / fix. So they did this rule. They're dealing with these players wanting to come back and suing, and they know that that's going to be something they're going to have to deal with this year. By dealing with it this year, even if they lose these cases and these players come to play, they then add to the rule for next year, and then they add to the rule the year after that. With all of the negatives that come back, they start working towards what they should have done in the first place, which is a good tight rule. And I think you just accept the short-term pain for the long-term gain is what I think they're trying to do.
Well, I think that they're fighting against rules that aren't in place yet. I mean, like it's
Right. And they're
yeah,
trying to get rules
and
in place and see what happens to those rules when they put them in place.
right.
And then, because it's all they're always reactionary anyway, rather than, being upfront. So I think this is that reactionary method. Let's
Yeah.
throw this on the wall, see what sticks, and then
Yeah.
see what we have to chase next.
But you have law firms that are spending like a lot of staff time to try to find loopholes so they can take on clients to fight these rules. Because let's face it, college athletics has become a lucrative business, right? So if
Absolutely.
you're successful and you can get your firm on the map with fighting these cases, like whoever's taking on these 16 players, you're going to invest resources to do that. That's a worthy thing. Whether you agree with it, right, wrong, or indifferent, you know that there's going to be maybe not every firm. It's not going to be every firm's cup of tea, but the ones that do are going to make sure to do that. So
It's going to be. We are about to find out how this is going. Because again, it's not over, guys. Right? NCAA and other conferences are going to ask for injunctions on this again. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's gonna happen.
Oh, for sure.
And by the way, I went ahead on the DHC Sports thread. I put a poll out. Who is hated more right now, Lane Kiffin or Deshaun Watson? So
Could you imagine? And I'm really not saying this to try to bring your blood pressure up, Ed. Could you imagine Lane Kiffin getting the head coaching job in Cleveland?
Oh, Jesus! I quit.
That would be the ultimate return to the NFL to take over.
It would be, but you know what? But would that not be very Lane?
That would be very Lane, and that would be very of a Browns thing to be done. 100%.
Well, Jimmy Haslam likes to make a splash, right? So, which is what the Deshaun
the wrong splash.
But I said, but it's what he always does. But if Lane was ever tempted to go back to the NFL, which I don't know that he would at this point, because of
why would you?
Right, with the whole Raiders debacle, that took place.
Yeah.
But I didn't think he'd want to leave LSU, and I didn't think he'd want to leave Ole Miss, and foolish me. He's like, here, let me see that little fire I've got in my little fireplace in Oxford. Take some kerosene to it. Yeah. Oh, you should ask the same question of who is hated more and put the five of us as the options.
I was going to say, that's hands down easy. I was going to say add Grandpa to the list of the first poll that you did.
You could also do a poll about who likes Eric more, Garrell or me. See what the fans say.
Does the NCAA need CDM consulting to tell them what to do properly? Does the NCAA need CDM consulting to tell them what to do properly?
For real?
Shoot. Everyone thinks we only do minor league logos. No, we can do college football. We can do NFL.
We can tell them what we think works versus what they're doing for sure.
We're a multi-purpose consulting firm. By the way,
man, it's only going to let me do 4 right now.
Yeah, Eric, Kenny Lofton almost gave me a scare there in the 9th. Whatever that Kenny Lofton guy is that you guys have. Kenny.
Well, Ed, I get the lowest amount of votes, but just put the other 4 of you guys in there.
What'd you say?
This dude.
He's trying to get out of it.
He's trying to be, you know what? It's not even worth it. He's not even worth it. Not even worth it.
He's trying to be like his coach. I could never.
There you go. It's out there. Put it out there. So
did you seriously?
I did.
Oh man, I got to go vote in this.
Did you put the 5th one in the comments or something?
So I did another poll with just one name in the, because you can do 2 separate threads. You know what I mean? And so I put it on the other one. It's on the comments.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see it.
Ooh, let me see.
Well, good thing Grandpa doesn't have social media, so he can't vote.
Yeah. Let's see. Trying to get to my.
Mm-hmm.
Is this on Threads?
Yeah. Threads is the only one that's letting me do polls right now, just so you guys know. With Twitter, can't do Twitter, can't do on Blue Sky, so it's very frustrating. So, anyways, I if Lane Kiffin goes to the Browns, I swear to God, I quit. I can't handle this much.
Yeah, well, yeah. Listen, I think it's very, very unlikely we ever see that. But of course, I've said there's no way in the world things are going to happen, and then they do. So
It's true.
yeah. But someone brought up another good point about like, and this is going to be another legal challenge at some point. The reason you need a collective bargaining agreement is that, isn't it wild to think that you're going to have more and more cases, just like this Daquan Wright is. Like Daquan Wright, what was he going to make in the NFL? Peanuts?
Well, he
For
was
what
on where was Daquan? Was it
what?
That was
Browns.
Browns. Yeah.
He was Browns.
He was
yeah.
an undrafted
Right.
free agent. So
So
he was going to be at best a practice squad.
well, just think about it in terms of like graduating to different things, right? Like, did you ever think we'd be in a world where you could make more money going back to college than you could at the top level of professional, of your professional
True.
sport? And like that in and of itself is a problem, because then you're going to have people starting to say, well, are athletes paid enough? Meaning in terms of like a minimum salary, right?
Yeah.
That if you have guys on a 50, men and women on a 50, on a roster, professional roster, that can make more in college than they do in a professional capacity, like that inherently is a problem. And I'm not sitting here trying to say,
yeah.
I'm not trying to say that, professional athletes need to make more money. That's not what I'm saying. But
no, I know what you mean.
But for people, it was interesting because the person that was saying this is someone who works in like union negotiations, and they're like that. So this is not like an original idea for me, but I thought it was a really interesting point of when you're doing like, labor negotiations, like that inherently is an issue, because you think as you graduate more in your field or, in your athletics, that you would make more money or more compensation. You don't think you would revert back to make more money.
Wasn't there some quarterbacks in the NFL that were making more in NIL last year than some of the rookie quarterbacks that had been drafted?
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
Correct.
Who was it? The Dolphins guy, Quinn Ewers. Like he had an $8 million offer to go, from somewhere to go play, and when he got drafted, in the 6th round or something like that, he ain't making that. He's not making $8 million in his whole contract, and he would have made it in 1 year. So like I said, that's it, and that's who I think of a lot of the time. That inherently is a problem. Diego Pavia would have made more money staying in college, right?
Speaking of Diego Pavia, where is he?
I heard he was signing in Cleveland.
Was he, or has he considered this return for 5th-year option deal and go back to college for another year?
Well, I think if Daquan Wright ends up playing against Clemson, you're going to be hearing a lot more about this type of thing. But the other problem is just from a moral standpoint, and again, that's, this is loaded too, but it's unfair to the players that have already worked through spring practice and everything else that have
made the team.
Because if you're bringing in Daquan Wright, that means there's a player that's currently on LSU's roster that's going to lose his spot.
Their spot.
Xavier Harris. There's another guy that's going to be cut, because it's not like you get bonus roster spots. You're replacing them with people who went through summer practice, went through spring practice, that, set themselves up to be a member of the team. And now they're going to lose their spot because it's about money and winning. It's about money.
Correct.
It's about winning at all costs, even and I get life isn't fair and not everyone's going to get a participation trophy. I get that. But when you put in the work to be a part of the roster and it comes down to like this last minute decision before the first game,
And that's also what bothers me about
yeah.
And what bothers me about what Lane Kiffin is doing is that you're waiting to the very end to do this. It's not fair to the student athlete, like you said, that has been busting their ass during spring ball to go to school, to get their grades and everything, to make the team, and then you're telling him, sorry, you just lost your spot to someone who declared himself to be a professional athlete who was on an NFL roster for a little bit, but because he wasn't going to be making that much money, he has decided to come back, and then I'm going to give him your spot. That's the unfair part about all of this.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people are talking about this as much as they should be doing. Those players that are no longer going to be able to get to play because of these 16 players. I'm sorry, you declared yourself a free agent. You became a professional player. That's on you, and shame on Lane Kiffin for trying to take advantage of this rule.
Well, I mean, it's like I said earlier, though. That's his role, is to do that. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it's unfair to the players, who put in the work to be there. But that's where we are in college sports at this point.
Yes, no, you're right.
We're talking in football, but we're going to see this in basketball. I mean, how many times have we seen in the last couple of years coaches that come into a program that has one player, that has one scholarship player on the roster?
Mm-hmm.
John Calipari is a good example. When he got to, as a man who pioneered doing this one and done thing, right? When he got to Arkansas, I think he had one scholarship player on his roster. But I mean, he's not the only one. I mean, you see that time and time again with these players. It's a new day in college athletics, and I don't speak for any of you when I say this, but it makes it harder to watch college sports for me in the same way that I used to love watching them.
You're right.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last year, I barely watched any college football last season. I'll be honest with you. I still like it, but I did not watch. I used to watch almost every game. That was not the case last year.
I watched more FCS.
That's
more
where I went
Division
last year.
2 and more Division 3 football than I did regular D1 football.
Well,
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, because of our content here, I got more invested in that. And it wasn't really the only reason I was even invested in D1 at all is because, we were talking about the college football playoff, and a lot of your teams were involved in the conversation.
Not
Notre
my
Dame.
team.
Well, Kent State obviously was already a national champion, but
it's one of those things too where I think I've said this before when we talked about this. Like my friend Scott, I remember there wasn't a day that I ever saw Scott not wearing something Clemson. I mean, that guy wore Clemson shit. He had Clemson stuff all over his car. That guy is the most diehard, as all in as you could get. And even he now is like, I'm about done with college football. It's like, it's like breaking his heart that all this, because it's just not like it was. And he understands it's got to change. He just thinks it's changed too much too fast, and it's just taken away the love of what we loved about college football.
Well,
it's like just watching another professional league now is what it is.
Yeah. Well, and once something's been introduced to stuff that it's had there, like we've seen now with college athletics, it's never going to completely go back to the way it was.
It's not.
Even if you bring in governance now, there's going to be aspects that stay.
Right.
And guys, I have to say this, okay? Like, I am not against the players making money. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that they're making their money. I'm very happy that, as they should, get paid for their name, image, and likeness. I am all for it. I support that. There's no ifs or buts about it. But what's going on right now, the fact that like all of a sudden, because you're making more money, that you decided that you're going to go back to college after you've already become a professional, That's where I have the issue. That's my issue right there. I do not have an issue with players making money. Nick Saban can fuck off all he wants. I don't want to hear from him ever again about college sports, about how unfair it is, about the to save the college football and the sanctity and all that. But I do not want to hear it. He was one of the most of 3 or 4 colleges that took advantage of players. You want to become a professional, you're going to have to pay the price and sit, and not play. And all they did was collect players. And now players took it upon themselves to be like, nah, dude, I'm going to go to this one because not only am I going to get to play, I'm also going to get paid. I don't care about Alabama. I don't care about LSU. I don't care about Ohio State. So,
Yeah.
Eric.
Well, yeah.
No, man, I agree with what you're saying. That it comes to a point, but yeah, once you're with a professional team, that's it. Like, there's
That's it.
no
You're done.
coming back. Yeah, but yeah, no, they should definitely get paid. Hopefully, my kid here soon gets paid when he'll go through kind of all that too, but probably not to the same degree. But you never know.
Yeah, but what's
That's
the
my favorite
difference?
baseball prospect right now.
But what's the difference between a player that's like, you know what? After 3 years, I'm going to declare myself, for the draft, and that's it. You're done. You got picked. You're all playing professional sports.
Yeah.
But because you didn't get your way, and because you have someone allegedly calling you to say you should sue, so that way you can come back and play, and we'll pay you money.
Hey, Eric, tell Z-Prof that he's ranked number 1 on the Prospector's top 100.
You can tell him in 2 days if you want.
Z-Prof is ranked number 1 on the Prospector's top 100. 10 out of 10 across the board.
Donnie, you're quiet.
I'm
No,
just
that's
not
just his
interrupting
microphone.
anybody.
You what? He's like, if Patrick would just shut up, I'd start talking.
I didn't want to interrupt.
He's so full of shit.
Then change your name.
I didn't change it. I didn't put it there.
Oh no! Yeah, you did.
I did not.
None of us did.
It was on there when I got on. It was already there.
None of us changed it.
No, I agree with you. I think the players, again, we've said for years, the players need to get paid. They just need to do a proper structure, and nobody did a proper structure. They just basically opened the door and let everybody run out on the playground, and now they're trying to get everybody back in the classroom, and they just can't round them back up.
Mm-hmm.
But that goes back to what I was saying earlier. They throw this rule out there saying, okay, we're going to give you a 5-year window, and that's it. Well, there's people taking advantage of that. They'll turn around and find a way to close that loophole. And just as the players and people, these agents have their lawyers, these universities have just as much of an expensive lawyer as these other guys. They're going to find ways to close the loopholes down to where the players get paid, but there's limitations on you come in and you play. And I do believe they're going to eventually do some changes with the transfer portal to where it's not a year-to-year thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if I don't think the players across the divisions or across the levels of college football could become a single union. It would be too many. I think you'd have to have different unions by different levels and collectively bargain. I just don't think you can get to that level of professionalism with this, in my opinion. But I do think that they're going to keep trying to tighten the rules down, and they will get to a compromisable position with the players getting paid, but there's limitations to how long you can play once you start playing.
Yeah, like, listen, I also got to say, right, like, and to your point, you took money from this college, you're going to stay there now. Because
Right.
you took that money. Just because now someone a year later is going to offer you more money, and you're going to take that money that you made from this other college. That's not going to, that you can't be doing that either. So make that money. Good for you. Now stay where you're at. Okay. You cannot be transferring year to year to year because that's unfair
Yeah.
to other
can't have
players.
that- Yeah, you can't have that guy that like transferred like what 6 or 7 schools. He was at Georgia State, and I think he was at LSU, and he was I forget how many schools, but it was like 5 or 6,
Yeah.
not 7. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. It's one too many.
Well, and again, not to bring it back to Clemson, but they had the guy that transferred to Clemson was in class for 5 days, and then here comes Ole Miss, and he jumps like he wasn't even there 5 days. Like, you cannot let that happen. I don't care whether it's Clemson, I don't care whether it's LSU or Notre Dame or whatever. I mean, you get a player that transfers in, and then within that 5 days he's there already starting classes.
Yeah.
Some other school comes in and says, we'll give you more money, and you're like, okay. I mean, you can't do that.
Yeah, no, you can't be doing that. No, you're right. You're 100% right. So it's just, there has to be some changes.
In Lane's defense, that was a situation where Lane's staff was just continuing what he did.
So, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's really rich coming from Ole Miss when it's like you act like you're not still doing it yourselves, and I ain't mad at it. I'm just like, don't pretend like it's always like it's okay when it's benefiting you, but it's not okay when it hurts you. And that's what all these programs have to remember. If you're employing it for your own benefit, don't think that another school can't employ it for their own benefit.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So LSU's got to be careful. Like, what goes around comes around. I mean, and you better hope that you're doing it on the right players too. And I think it adds a new level of pressure for like Daquan Wright, right? It's like you better hope that you have a monster season as a tight end if you're here, because I mean
you're going to be under the microscope all year long,
and you don't think there's going to be players that are, I don't want to say targeting, but like you don't think there's going to be players that are going to be revved up to play LSU and say, we can't respond legally, but we can respond on the field. And
imagine if those players that got cut now for LSU, they go and now they have an opportunity to play against LSU.
Oh yeah.
Do you not think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder?
Well, and I could see a lot of those players. I think considering the circumstances, a lot of them could go to like a Texas A&M or Texas or something else.
Oh, but, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see.
It's going to be wild.
Shoot, Clemson might sign him for the Clemson LSU game.
What I did see
Mr. I do everything right. It's going to make sure he puts it out there for just to give those kids a chance.
I did see a message where it says that only Lane Kiffin can make Dabo Swinney likable when they play against each other. Rooting for Dabo and Clemson against LSU. So I don't know. And the producer's going to be rooting for. Is he going to be rooting for Dabo against LSU?
Who, are you talking about me?
Yeah, you. You can't be rooting for Lane Kiffin right now, man. You can't be doing that.
At least Lane admits it.
At least Lane admits that he's a dick. He's an asshole. True story.
Look at Patrick finding the loophole in his own argument.
I mean, it's a very LSU thing to do.
That's what we do.
That's right.
That's what we do.
You put him on the spot. You put him on the spot, and he's thinking for a second. All of a sudden, he finds a loophole and just boom.
Yeah, no. But you know what? What I've learned as an LSU fan, especially in recent times, would not surprise me one bit to see Clemson win that game. It just feels like the ingredients are in the air for just that kind of thing to happen. you know how sports has a funny way of just coming back around, and it's like there's going to be a lot of stuff off the field, but when it comes on the field, I could easily see. Are we? Is that in Baton Rouge or is that in?
Yeah, because y'all came to Clemson last year.
That's right. That's right. Would not surprise me if you guys came in and won. Honestly, like it's not like that would be inconceivable for that to happen. I mean,
No.
how many
I
games?
hope it happens, but I'm not.
Didn't you guys win last year, or did we win?
No, y'all won.
Did we win?
We should have won, but y'all won.
Oh, that's right. That game was on when we were in Spartanburg, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But considering that LSU has lost like what 3 of their last 4 like openers in these big types of games, they lost 2 against Florida State. Like it's I don't want to say written in the stars, but I would not be surprised in the slightest to see, with all the hype that's coming into this, that Clemson goes in and wins in Baton Rouge. Would not surprise me. I hope not, but
I hope it.
But it would be
the case.
Well, I said it would be a story.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine, especially if he's successful in getting these guys on the field, that say that Daquan Wright gets the ball passed to him and then he kind of fumbles the pass, and then there's an interception for a pick 6. Oh man, there's so many storylines I could think of with this.
All right. It was a good conversation today, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Eric, what you got going on?
So today on the Own Fun Habits podcast, in 2 days, we are heading to Iowa. And then in 3 days, we will be at the Field of Dreams. So there is a brand new Northwoods League team that's starting next year called the Dyersville Dreamers. Chris Goodell's the president and owner of the new Northwoods League team. So we talked Dyersville Dreamers on the EFA today.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And on the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast, Donnie and I, we talk about episode 3 of season 2 of Brockmire. It was an interesting conversation. And I didn't appreciate what Mr. Paul Caputo said about, feeling that he was listening to his parents' conversation. I don't appreciate that bullshit. So
I thought that meant it was wholesome content.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it wasn't the most wholesome episode.
It was not the most wholesome episode. I mean, sweet Jesus. So, guys, so by this time, this weekend, this is the last show before we all get together. This weekend, I know that some people are leaving early tomorrow morning for
people
Iowa.
Are leaving in a few hours. To pick up one person at his gated community that he lives in, about 6 a.m.
Okay, so, I was going to ask, what time does said person need to be ready?
That's the target, is 6 a.m.
Okay.
God bless you. And so I will be flying in on Friday. I should be there, see you guys at the game on the Cedar Rapids Colonels.
Private plane.
Absolutely.
There's a hurricane coming in.
Shut up, bro. It's been good. I have not said a word. I have been keeping it quiet. I am not saying anything. So, guys, we will see you guys on, so here we go. Sunday night, we have the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. It'll be live Sunday night. We don't know where Donnie's going to be, but he's going to be live from somewhere. I'm going to be here. And then Monday night, we will have the Break Even Sports at 8:30 p.m. The Premier League is already off to its stars, the La Liga. So we have a lot of things to talk about. Then FCS football is already by this time would have started by then. So we are about to have some fun. And then, of course, next week, we will all get together. We're going to have the draft. And then we're going to talk about what happened during the Corporate Media Meetup. So thank you for joining us, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube, TikTok, all of those channels. We will see you guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful